What responsibilities do young people have in climate action, and how should young people contribute to these global efforts?
Well, let's start from the global perspective. I mean, we have seen a lot of youth movements around the world, which gets a larger attention in their work, but it's not the only way of youth involvement in the climate change advocacy or awareness. It can be as small as working within your community, in your state or in a country, in your village, with your community members, how to live a sustainable life, how you can talk to your municipal organization to how to bring more tech-based or more green initiative within the village or within the municipality. And I believe that youth movement is it's not inclusive. It is predominantly white and westernized. It requires people from the global south, especially with the countries which are facing their consequence of climate change, like look from Africa, look from Middle East. We need a collective people from the region who are living under the climate condition, which have to share their day-to-day stories to the world. This is what they're living into. The temperature rise in the Middle East is going like 2 times than elsewhere in the world. Is this concern shared globally? No. Why? Because neither political or young people from this part of the world are given those stages to share the concerns of their region. We need to know that the people from this region has the education, has the ideas, they are bright future young people who really want to come and share their ideas, which can really help in mitigating climate change, adapting to climate change, in any ways how we can support the community. I would thank that since the COP is happening in last year in Egypt and this year in UAE, a lot of youth is getting attention, and that's a perfect time for us to share our stories. So I think, given that the region is hosting COP back-to-back 2 years, this has given an opportunity for our regional young people to showcase what they've been doing on the ground and why it is important to them have all in the larger conversation around climate change with other young people from around the world, and how we can really make the youth climate movement more inclusive.
So what are your expectations for COP28?
Well, as everybody, I'm very optimistic. I hope we have a couple of discussions to share across the global stocktake. We still are far behind our commitments, and this is going to be a very critical discussions happening on why and how we can enhance our commitments, enhance our promises as a part of the Paris Agreement, and how the countries can push themselves and against one another to make major commitments to be in line with before the next stocktake in 5 years. So this is a critical moment of Paris Agreement too, how our country is performing as one of the key issues of stocktake is to see where we are and how we go from here. And second would be a big part on the climate funds. You might have been following recently the loss and damage fund as a critical issue to who will run the climate funds. And there was a discussion around World Bank running it, and many of the countries who are vulnerable to climate change, who are far against this concept of World Bank leading the climate loss and damage funds. And young people at COP would make sure they ask their leaders and global corporates to make sure the commitment are in line with Paris Agreement and honor their commitment to making sure that our future is more sustainable and livable for all.
Thank you very much for accepting our interview. And this has been a very interesting and meaningful conversation with you. We look forward to the successful hosting of COP28 and hope for more communication and collaboration with you in the future on climate issue. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward.